Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. And today we're dealing with the movie, The Black Panther. Excellent movie. It tells the tale of one young man that they call Killmonger, who was left behind in America and was raised to become heartless, or what they call a monster, but he wanted his time or his rule on the throne. His cousin, Shiloh, forgive me if I'm not getting the names right, Shiloh, but if you see the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, his cousin, now, he fought for the throne. He was raised up in an environment that was loving, caring, and peaceful for the most part. Except when they went to war, He was raised, you can tell, educated. And as I stated, he was raised in you can tell, a loving home, because he knew his father. He loved his father. Even though his father killed his brother and left his nephew in America. Now that nephew who grew up in America, he grew up on the streets. He grew up under the colonizer. And so in that different environment, or in that survival mode, he grew up to become heartless. We'll come back to that, but stop right there. Anytime you grow up under a wicked ruler or a wicked colonizer, you grow up what they call hardcore, heartless, or mean, or the will to survive, where you have to fight for every inch, or you have to fight and scratch for everything that you gain, that will do or cause a person to become heartless in a sense. Because all you see is your drive or your goals or your prize that you visualize in your head, and you don't care about no one or anybody who you feel as though is getting in your way from you achieving wealth, because we feel as though wealth is a sense of security, and if I had as much money as possible, then I would have less problems. That money could fix a broken heart. Money could fix an abandoned race. And when I say abandoned race, the black race in America was abandoned. As it relates to in the movie, no one came for us. With all the wealth from Africa, the Middle East, India, and I'm talking about India, around the Indus Valley region. No, they didn't come for us. So after we knew would no one come for us, and that the good ship Jesus didn't come back for us, that was captained by Sir John Hardy Hawkins, since it didn't come back for us, we felt like, okay, now we on our own. We over here in this new land amongst these strangers, speaking this strange language. We're on our own. Now what do? Okay, well, we're going to have to unite. We're going to have to deal with each other, even though we all from different tribes and we speak in different languages. We're going to have to combine, make English the one language, since that's what most of us spoke. But yet we're going to have to translate and transfer our cultures in some way under the English language. So what we'll do, we have to create a myth. We have to create symbolism. And hopefully it'll be passed down from generation to generation, so we don't forget where we came from, which gave us our humanity. But being under a brutal oppressor or colonizer, as it was stated in the movie, over time we couldn't beat them. We had to turn into them in order to survive. Because you have to remember, the ones who enslaved you and the ones who ruled over North America and South America was brutal. But they were brutal due to the war that they had in Europe. You got the Huns fighting the Norsemen, and the Norsemen fighting Britannia, England. You got the Goths and the Visigoths and the barbarians and all warring in the cold and wet climate that they grew up in, where they rarely seen the sun. These were some vicious people. Then you got the Queen. She lets out her prisons and let her prisoners come over here to America to develop America, cultivate it. So we're up under that. And so by dealing with this brutal conqueror, we had to turn into him in order to survive. So we had to be heartless. We had to be mean-spirited to survive in this world. And we had to adopt the ideology of it's a dog-eat-dog world in order to survive in this world. Because no matter i.e. what hood you come from in America, if you show a sign of weakness, you become the prey. If you show too much love, or if you displayed that love and affection that was given to you from your parents out in the public, at that time you were considered weak and the fight was on. Somebody was going to try to take advantage of you. If you had something new and you came outside, somebody would try to rank on you, talk about you, wanted to pull you down because they didn't want to see that glow or that sunshine emanate through you. But it's not their fault. That came from the proof that we were enslaved by a brutal people. Because prior to that, we wasn't. We didn't have that mindset. You know, our wars wasn't wars of killing. They turned us into killers. In Africa, who won the war was who could throw the spear the farthest. And the Native American tribes, as it showed you in the movie Little Big Man, the winner of their wars was who could humiliate the other tribe, and that became the winner. But they had to adopt the killing man when dealing with the brutal Europeans. They had to adopt the process of to survive. They had to become killers, which they wasn't killers prior to that in their culture. They had to turn to being killers. Now you say, okay, well, what about the sacrifices and rituals, religious rituals? I'm talking about whatever. I don't agree with that either, but I'm talking about killing men for material gain, killing men because you don't like them or you deem they're unworthy. We're talking about that mindset, and that was the mindset that the what she called them, the colonizer had. So if you want to in Rome do what Rome in Rome do what the Romans do, meaning in America, if you're gonna survive, you gotta do what the killers do. Or else you get ran all over, you know. And then so you had organizations and you had leaders like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad who who did express that love for black people, and in return create an organization which understood the value of love and then ruled from love. Made it okay to love one another as black people in America. And now we're trying to get back to that, even though we got someone who constantly don't want us to unite in love, because he has to continuously bombard us with the opposite of love. We'll say that. I'll give you an example. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love, Stevie Wonder. You had the OJs. You had songs like Wake Up Everybody. You know what I'm talking about. No More Sleeping in Bed. Yeah. I Know We Can Do It. A Better Day Coming. Songs such as that nature turned into I'ma kill so-and-so, calling women a B and H word and whatnot. But that wasn't by design. You had these wicked record execs, and they was like, look, you know, black people are considered really to be the model of uprightness. We need to put some dirt on y'all. Need y'all to come on down. Matter of fact, we need these black women to start getting we need y'all to start getting naked. You know, we need black men to start carrying guns, razor blades. We need y'all to start shooting, fighting, getting involved in drugs, ODing. You know, y'all got to come on in, because y'all got to become full American, because y'all think y'all uppity better than the colonized or the European. You know, we need y'all have to be like in the movie where the Cadillac Records. You know, y'all have to go down. You know what I mean? Y'all have to go down to a level to where now the colonizer can deal with you. Y'all got to shed off that cloak of righteousness, so the colonizer, you know, can trust you. The dirtier you are, the more trust you get. That was the mindset of the colonizer. So people say, okay, well, Killmonger was the hero, because Killmonger was saying, well, look here, with all of this powerful weaponry we have in the homeland, let's take that and free our black people over the world and overthrow them, and we rule. But Shiloh, he was against that plan, because he said if we do that, we would turn into them. But Killmonger telling them over there in America, we already turned into them. We trying to get up out from under them, become our own people. And he's saying the only way we're going to do that, he's saying we got to pick up arms and fight them out first. Now, the mistake Shiloh made, and I was the king, he let the white Air Force pilot, he brought them to healing back in his homeland. But he failed to realize the white Air Force pilot took an oath. So if he ever leave, trust me, he'll be back, and the government be back to take everything that they got. He let them in. But it's that age-old problem. That problem goes all the way back to Moses. If the caveman or cavey, if he was on all fours, had no knowledge, and was living a beast life, should the original man had gave him knowledge, raised him up to a living perpendicular, and put that harness on his back and stood him straight up, and then taught him civilization? Or should they have just let him be? I mean, that question has been asked thousands of times. What is right, or what is it right if you see a man in the street hurt? Should you attend to his aid, knowing that when he recovers, he's going to attack you? Should you just let him die? Is that going against your humanity? Or should you show him humanity and hope in exchange he show you humanity? You know, what, you know, or has it come to a time to where you say, okay, well, we tried it, it don't work, and so every man for himself. Now, Ralph Ellis and Joseph Atwell and others are decoding the life of Jesus. Some call Jesus Flavius Titus. One breaks the old story, because this is an old story, that Jesus was either the son or grandson of Cleopatra, or the son of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. So which made him royal bloodline. He was the next to be the king of Rome due to Mark Antony. They didn't want Jesus to be the king of Rome because he had black blood and Egyptian ties. They didn't want an Egyptian ruling Rome. Jesus came teaching out of the wisdom that he learned because was Jesus in India? Yeah, Jesus was in India because you can read that in the Moorish Quran. Jesus was in India because Cleopatra sent him to India out of Egypt. He was in hiding, went into India, left India, traveled to claim his throne, went into Rome. They put the crown of thorns on it, which Ralph Ellis was stating that the crown of thorns was the helmet that the Edessas wore. Edessa, Isa in Arabic, which all meant Jesus. Before they killed him, they put the purple cloak, which only the rulers of the Roman, the Caesars, or the king of Rome could wear. And then supposedly when they beat him, they blinded him in one eye, he was lame, and they broke his arm. Took him to England and put him in a cage. In a cage, or in a paradise prison, what they called it. He died, but there's two conflicting stories. Some say that he died and they buried him in England. Others say he died and they took him back and mummified him in Egypt, since he came from Egypt and he was in the royal bloodline of Cleopatra. So that lets you know that Jesus was black. But it's the story. You know, his brothers, he had a twin brother, twin sister, and he had another brother. We'll get into that whole story a little later, but it ties in, it ties into the movie Black Panther, because you have two royal bloodlines fighting for the throne. You know, and at the end you see Killmonger with the sword stab himself in the side. But we didn't see him die, but okay. But some people saying, but no, Killmonger was the hero of the movie. Some say Shialo was the hero of the movie. But no, I say the one who kept the knowledge intact to pass it on to next generation, whoever that is the hero, how many it may be. The hero is the ones who keep the knowledge intact and pass it on so you don't forget, so you can remember. That's the hero. The knowledge is the hero. Whoever's the one who maintained the sacred site to where they had the rituals was the hero. The ones who wrote the history down to pass it on from generation to generation is the hero, because they are the guides in order for the king to be the king to learn from the past. This is Vero Pig Radio. We're out.